Because if you talk about Mohamed Salah and the amount of penalties that he takes, no one's still going to take away the fact that he's one of the best players in the world.
That's that. If that was anyone else, people will be saying there's something going on.
Unless you were bringing in Edison, Allison, Oblak, Magnon, I don't want to know about it. Like,
They've got four of the best centre midfielders in the world.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
That's a fine.
I don't even think he was ever at the airport. It's just cat.
He should be in his kit. That's what you should. You should be in your kit at the airport. Let me know how serious you are.
Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Keep It 90, brought to you by the House of NNESAGA. Happy New Year and all of that stuff. This is the first episode of the new year, and we've got a full team.
yes.
We've got a full team. Come on.
Yes.
Oh my days. You know what? Yeah, I swear, I was the first one in here for some reason. Yeah, I don't know where you lot were. Some people were chilling in the green room, getting coffees and all of that stuff. But when I saw everyone coming in, like, almost brought a tear to my eye still. Like, it's a beautiful thing. Everyone is in the building. I feel like you guys should introduce yourselves, to be fair. So we already know Anita. We know Copes. That's right. But there's two more members. Yes. There's two more. We need to know. We need to know a fun fact and the team that you support. If you support Chelsea, we'll cheer for you.
Excuse me.
No. Don't worry.
I'm just saying.
Thank you. A fun fact. Oh, anyway, I'm Shizelle.
Come on.
I support Arsenal.
Hey, come on.
A fun fact. I can do 25 kick-ups.
Swear down.
Swear down.
I'm bringing the ball next.
Swear down.
Next session, I'm bringing the ball.
I'm lying. I'm lying. Anita said she bring the ball. Okay, I'm good. I'm capping.
I believed you though.
I don't have a fun fact. I work in cybersecurity.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so if someone tries to mess about with my passwords and that, I can come to you.
Yeah, man, I got you.
Say no more. All right, cool. We got another member.
Yeah, man. Finally, it's been a long time. It's Prince. My name's Prince. Finally on the show. I'm a Chelsea supporter. Yeah, come on, man. I don't want to hear no boos unless you've won a Champions League. Or
I know that's right.
I know that's right. If you've won back-to-back leagues, then you can talk to me.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And a fun fact about me, you know what? Separate to, obviously, my team here, my other pro clubs team, we're top 500 in the world.
Hey, this is why Prince doesn't want to play pro clubs with us. Yeah, because apparently he's in some other team that is top 500, but he will play.
Yes. I'm so sorry. Let's not fool the listeners. I've been begging these people to play with me for a very long time, but they just don't want to play with me.
Okay, no, wait.
We're not going to lie to our listeners.
No, okay, but we've come to an agreement that we're going to not cheat the hustle, and we're going to start from CDM, and we're going to work our way up, because what was happening before is that we had a few good games, few good results.
Yeah.
Anita came through up top, demanding to play up top as well.
No,
and then Prince said he's never playing again.
You guys are violating, man. It wasn't me. I wasn't the problem.
And I was not goals, though.
Thank you.
You did score goals.
Yeah,
Thank
I mean,
you.
if you have like 20 chances.
No,
I'm joking. But this year we will play more pro clubs, 100%. We need to get some of the EAFC content out there. We're going to be playing other games as well. We're going to be bringing you pods every single week, talking about everything that happens in the world of football. And I feel like January is always a bit quiet, because the games are spread out mad weird, to be honest. The AFCON is going on and stuff. So I say let's go through some of the big results from the weekend. I say, should we go from the biggest, or should we go from the because Chelsea winning isn't like a big result for the Premier League. It's a big result for us, because we needed that. So, okay, let's start with Chelsea. Chelsea 1-0. Palmer, 5th penalty of the season. Anita, what are we saying? Someone tried to say, that Chelsea fans are overrating Palmer because he scored 5 penalties and apparently he's not that good and all of this stuff. What do you have to say to those people? And do you think we're being too over-reliant?
I just feel like it's funny how the penalty conversation comes in when it's Chelsea players. Because if you talk about Mohamed Salah and the amount of penalties that he takes, no one's still going to take away the fact that he's one of the best players in the world. No one's going to do that. So when we want to talk about Cole Palmer, about one of the best under 25s in the Premier League right now, let us do it in peace. Because I don't think we're over-exaggerating. I think he is as cold as we say. See what I did there?
Come on.
See what I did there?
I like that.
I love the
See what I did
celebration as well.
there? There's a little...
And the thing is, yeah, it's now what Chelsea have won 3 games back to back in the Premier League. I think 4 at Stamford Bridge. Prince, I know we spoke a lot about Chelsea, yeah? Do you think we've slyly been too harsh on Poch with everything that he's gone through and the fact that we're actually in an all right position right now?
Yeah, I think, all right, with Poch is a tough one. I think at the time, we have to also take into consideration last season. We finished 12th. It was horrible. So we're taking a lot of that baggage into this season. We've gone from Potter to Poch. You got to remember also the last time we had no European football, we won the league. We've got a team that can compete for the league. So in the position that we're in now, I think we can compete for the league. We've got a team that can, if all ticks, we got a team, but sometimes the tactics, Arsenal fans are coughing. They don't know, they don't even remember what
I've got a cough.
No,
Can I not cough?
but there's certain
I'm
things,
ill.
like, you know what I mean? I love the guy, but Colwell left back is hurting us sometimes. You know, there's certain things you're playing a left back, right wing, right centre back, left back. There's a lot of things that we don't understand what Poch is doing. The injury crisis as well. So there is still a lot of depression that we're taking from last season into this season. But I think we should ease up off of him because it's not easy to build a team, and especially a very young one.
That's fair. See, that's honest. That's an honest observation of the Chelsea squad, because I feel like a lot of people, I feel like we all can be reactive. Anita, I'm talking to you.
Cool.
Some of the messages in that chat, sometimes I'm like,
Yeah, let's keep the
you
chat in the
got-
chat,
you got-
innit? Let's keep the chat in the
Calm
chat.
down.
All right.
But no, I think Chelsea are in a decent spot. If Poch does lose that second leg, though, I am worried for him. I think that would be damning. But yeah, that was a decent result. Now Chelsea aren't in 10th, which is
Where
great
you
because
guys-
I feel
where
like
you guys
We're ninth.
we're ninth.
Oh, that is amazing
We're
progress,
joint- we're
guys.
joint
Come
eighth.
on.
We're
Come
joint
on.
Do you
eighth.
know what? Do you know what? Can I just say, does this not seem a little bit depressing for you?
No.
Like, come on, bro. It's depressing.
No,
it's
you know why?
depressing.
You know why it's not, because you have to understand that at this stage where the owners are doing what they're doing, the squad is what it is, the injuries are what it is. We have to accept where we are. If we don't accept, that's when it will become depressing. You can't say, I can hear what you're saying about like having the team. I think when the team is fully fit and we've played a few games where we've got a starting 11 and we know what that looks like on a 3 to 4 week basis, then I can say we can be in that
This
conversation.
is accepting mediocrity, and I'm not for it, because when Thomas Tuchel was having injuries up and down,
It's different squads.
what happened?
That's what I'm saying. You
Nah,
can't
but what
you can't
happened?
compare
No,
it to the
we had-
past.
We had some
Come
like
on.
no, but we had some real giants in our team, the
Facts.
Aspies and all of that. That we had leaders
Weren't you
in our
Aspie
team.
out?
Huh?
Weren't you
No,
Aspie
at the
out?
time, at
No,
the
but I'm
time
talking
though.
about at the
Clear
time.
your
No,
throat.
I was Aspie out for the fact that not that I don't love Aspie, I love him, but it was like his time was done. He
Yeah,
couldn't
facts.
keep up. That was just the facts. Like, you know what I mean? There was a big difference when Reece James got injured and Aspie couldn't keep up going up and down the pitch. That was just facts.
And now we have players who can keep up, who are young, vibrant, and buoyant.
New to the
And
league though. You got
Not all of them. Not all of them.
No, they are. Majority
But
of the
not
squad
all
are
of them.
new to the league.
I don't know, innit? As a spoiled Chelsea fan that started supporting Chelsea in the
Spoiled.
Abramovich
You can't be
era,
spoiled. You can't be
no,
spoiled.
I
I
can't
understand.
be.
I understand.
Thank
why
you.
you're
That's
All
what
I've
I'm
known is victory, winning.
can't-
I'm not
Yeah.
accepting the mediocrity. I'm not putting it hard on Poch. I understand the whole Poch
You have
situation,
standards.
but I have a
Yeah.
standard. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a standard,
Alright,
and I'm gonna
alright.
maintain that. I ain't praising nobody for us moving from 10th to 9th. Not a chance.
Fair enough. To be fair,
Joint
we've actually spoken a lot about Chelsea. Let's move on. Let's move on to a team that we actually might both not really like that much, that are doing quite well, and that is Spurs, who went away to United, got a draw. 2-2. Ange football is doing wonders. I'll be honest. Copes, what are you saying for Ange first? Like, do you feel like he is en route being one of the managers of the season?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, Spurs, we had no real expectations of them, especially after Kane left. Ange coming from Celtic, we were like, okay, let's see what you can do in the Prem. And yeah, Ange ball is working. I mean, they got back, was it Van der
Van de Ven.
Ven? Looked really good. I was a bit worried for him at the end. He pulled
You
up.
wasn't
Okay,
worried.
I wasn't. Okay, I wasn't. But still, I try to keep a straight face as well.
You was thinking, yes.
Well, they're looking good. I mean, even that second half, man. He's like, to be honest with you, Spurs should have come out with 3 points.
Yeah, facts.
That was the reality of that game. I mean, they just couldn't find the back of the net. But yeah, Andrew's it's looking good. He's got that team moving well. To be honest with you, they're also, I mean, we'll get onto it a bit later, but even in the transfer market, they're the ones being the most active in trying to find a few pieces to sort of keep them going, particularly with the injuries around them. I wasn't mad at Timo Werner the other day. I think he got an assist. I'm sure he's the one that got the assist as well. So again, smart loan signing, not win-win for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, I think Andrew's looking good.
Fair. Shiz, what are you saying for United though? Because I feel like a lot of people are saying that because of the success Andrew's having at Spurs, Ten Hag can't necessarily have an excuse with how United are playing because of the fact that they've both had injuries, they both had setbacks, and you can see that there's a clear side of play with Ten Hag. They were at home and still got dominated. Do you feel like he does have more expectation on him and more problems, or do you think he has no excuse?
I kind of feel like he pretty much has no excuse. He has a lot more of a formed team, and that team has been there for quite a while. When you've got like leaders, like you've got Bruno, you've got Varane, you've got Casemiro, who, I mean, he's been injured for a while, but you've got quite a lot of senior players in there. So for me, it's like there's no excuse. I feel a lot of United's problems come with their individual players and how they come together. Because you look at Spurs, right, and you look at how they play. They play a very high line. They're very much attack. And then you look at United, and it's just like, damn, like that is their game plan. It's like, damn, like we don't know what we're doing. We don't know how we're attacking. We don't know how we're defending. It's just like, I don't know. It's very disconjointed, and I feel like I don't know what's going on in the club, but I know that when it comes to these kind of issues, it's like bringing the club together. It's how you lot work together. It's how you lot pull each other together. And I feel like right now there's a lot of separation, and I'm not seeing it working right now. And I don't know what they can do to kind of bring it together. But you need those senior players to really start getting those like gears in motion. Because to go from where you were, I mean, you're even lucky to have scraped a result last season to get in the top 4. To look at them now, it's just like, I don't even see you getting anywhere near there. You've allowed Chelsea, who everyone was saying was like bad, you've allowed them to surpass you. Like, what's next? What's next for you?
That's true. Prince, what are you saying for the Rash situation? Because obviously he got a goal and an assist, I believe, in the game, and he did the celebration. Obviously, there were some pundits that were questioning it. He clarified on socials that he was doing that because people were getting onto him for supporting his friend getting a move that obviously made him happy, and that is just weird in itself. But do you feel like Rashford deserves more grace for having a period where he's not on form, or do you think because of the new contract he needs to just be performing?
All right, let's be honest. It's not that I'm not gonna get on to Rashford, but let's be real. We know he's a purple patch player to a degree. And not being funny, this is in and around the time he does get into his purple patch. Grace, no, but should we get onto him a lot? At the same time, a bit of yes and a bit of no, because Man United, like Shizelle said, it's just a bit all over the place. We don't know what's going on with Anthony. We don't know why McTominay's always in the team, and there's always, weird things that Ten Hag's doing and everything that went on with Sancho. I don't think that necessarily that we should always just get onto Rashford. It's like he's being scapegoated because he's playing poor. But when he gets into his purple patch, everyone's going to forget again. That's just how it always goes with him.
Every time.
So I think just watch. I think let him have a bad season at least, because if he gets in his purple patch, he's going to have a great one. Like everyone says, everyone forgets. So if you're going to get onto him, at least let him have a bad season first. Personally,
that's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Do you? Anita, if Spurs finish above United, should Ten Hag still have his role going into next season?
I'm surprised he's still got it now.
Really?
Yeah. Because if we're keeping it a buck, you are sitting in 8th. You crashed out of the Champions League. You've crashed out of other competitions as well. Carabao, you're not there anymore. Are they even in the FA Cup still? I think they are.
Yeah.
But they're in the FA Cup, but Carabao, you've crashed out. And it's like your one opportunity is to win that FA Cup. Can you see Man United in this current state winning the FA Cup?
But do you think it's fair that what he said in terms of the squad overperformed last season? Because I think that when you look at the way the squad is now,
Look,
I think they slightly
Ten Hag
did.
is
The thing
delulu.
is,
He's delulu.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't say a club that got to top 4 last season overperformed. No, something has changed in the dressing room. Something has changed in your tactics. Something has changed in personnel, and that's what you are avoiding. You can't say someone overachieved. What is that? That's the level that Manchester United is at least a minimum of a top 4 position. And if you are not getting that, season in, season out, there is a problem with the manager. Because you guys spoke about our team being a team on paper that can win the Premier League, right? You look at Man United's team on paper, they should be contending for top 4 as a minimum. So I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that excuse from Ten Hag. I understand why he's saying it, but I also think there's some accountability that needs to be taken there. What's changed in the dressing room? What's changed in personnel with your players? And what's changed tactically that's not working anymore? And tweak it and fix it.
Agreed.
Just got to ask you a question then. So Newcastle. So you don't think they overachieved last season then?
The problem that we're seeing with Newcastle right now is that they haven't been in Europe before, right? So Europe was their test.
Yeah.
They went to Europe, they got a lot of injuries, and they had a lot of backlog of other players that needed game time, and then they didn't get the game time. When they did get the game time, they got injured. And it's just a whole bunch of things coming into one in their season. And right now, I wouldn't even say that they're underachieving. They're right where I thought they would be, if I'm being honest with you. Because they were in Europe. They were playing high-pressure games. They were in the group of death.
Yeah.
PSG, AC Milan, they were in the group of death. So was it PSG? Yeah, it was PSG.
They got robbed.
They got robbed,
They got
but
robbed, to be honest.
they
Should
have
still be
overperformed. And in the Champions League, even though they crashed out, they still overperformed, quote unquote, if that's what we're saying, because they played extremely well in the Champions League. If it was up to me, they would have got the last Europa League space, but AC Milan took that, so it's fine. But they did overperform in that aspect as well. So I'm saying they're right where they need to be, right where I thought they would be, and now that they're out of Europe, we'll see the progress from there.
I feel like Newcastle fans aren't going to hear that. I think because of what and that's the thing with football, because Newcastle are a big club historically, regardless.
Newcastle fans ain't gonna hear.
Think about it, because I think since December they've been the worst performing team out of the teams in the top 10. Yeah. Yes, you can talk about injuries and the competitions and everything, but I think majority of the top teams have had injury crisis, except for maybe City, but they still have had Haaland and KDB and Stones out. So it's a part of football. No one can really say because of that you're supposed to go from being in the top 4 and then mid-Jan you're now 10th. That's if that was anyone else, people will be saying there's something going on. And on top of that, we might as well go into it. The game that they had against City, you're 2-1 up at home.
That was disappointing.
You're 2-1 up at home, and then you lose the game in the last minute. That's something that, regardless if you're just a fan of any club, whoever you're going up against, whether they're better than you or not, you are going to be upset about that happening, especially when you've been losing games on a week-to-week basis.
Like, don't get me wrong, you'd be livid. And as a Chelsea fan, I'd be livid. As an Arsenal fan, you guys would be livid. Newcastle ain't used to this. Let's remember that. So if we want to look at it through the lens of a Newcastle fan, let's look at where they were 2 seasons ago when they were on the brink of relegation. Let's look at it the season before that when they were also on the brink of relegation. Let's look at it when they had a fight with their ownership. Let's look at it when they had a fight with Sam Allardyce. Let's look at all of those factors. And then you look at it through a Newcastle fan perspective. They're probably thinking, we're right where I thought we would be anyway. You know what I mean? And especially if you've got Isak and Callum Wilson as your strikers.
No, but
the 2 most injury-prone strikers in the league.
I think things
because
change.
Isak is still one of the best strikers in the world.
But he's
in the league.
injury-prone.
Gordon has been performing really well.
Injuries.
But the top players in their squads,
They've been
i.e.
injured.
Trippier,
Injured.
he's had a terrible period. He's had a terrible period. And if we're actually being honest, you're saying injured. We're not saying this for any other side.
We're saying it for Chelsea.
I don't give that excuse for these teams anymore, because it's a part of football. If you're gonna be playing in the Premier League and winning those Champions League spots and have had the season that you had last year, you can't give United that excuse to a certain extent.
But bro,
you can't
you
give
gave it to
Newcastle.
Chelsea.
You can't give. I didn't give it as an excuse. I'm
For
saying
Pochettino.
no. I wasn't giving an excuse. You're saying he said that it's a title winning team. I'm saying you can't expect that until you have them playing on a week to week basis consistently. Yeah. Newcastle. I'm not saying that they're not in. I'm not saying that they're terrible. I'm saying that they're underperforming because realistically, where they were last season to where they are now with what they got, because Brighton, West Ham, Newcastle, all teams that are in Europe now, like they're all gonna have to deal with that extra game with the players being tired because they played midweek and then playing on the weekend. You can't give every team the excuses when they want to be these type of teams. They want to be playing Champions League football. So that's a part of it. So I think losing last minute is a stinker for them. But I wanted to actually ask, do people think that if they don't finish in the European spots, that Eddie Howe's job is under risk?
Yep.
I think it was under risk from the start anyway.
100%.
I feel like they were just waiting to get him out at some point because of the vision of what I think they have of Newcastle. I think they want that luxury manager. But Eddie Howe, similar to like I think Moyes at West Ham, they sort of they're doing enough where it's like you can't justify getting him out of there. Yeah. So if they don't reach that European spot, I think it might be the end for Eddie.
Done.
You think it's done already?
I think it's done. I think it's soon done. Like, he's just not that kind of person to take them where they would want to be. It's just not there. And I said this. It's like I had this kind of prediction thing at the beginning of the season, and I said it's either Wolves manager to go Eddie Howe first, and the Wolves manager's gone. And I said Eddie Howe, I feel like he's on a timer. And I know Prince had a good point about
I think sorry, like when I think about like him right now with Eddie Howe and everything, I think like Mark Hughes, Ranieri, Dalglish, like he's in that category where it's like your club's going in another direction. He's not a bad manager.
He's not.
But let's be real. Newcastle want to go in a direction where they want to win leagues. They want to compete in the Champions League. They want to win trophies, right? Eddie Howe can't call Mbappe's phone and say, I've got a project over here, like Mourinho can, like Pep can. He can't do that right now. Respectfully, he can't. So he's a transitional manager. Mark Hughes was there when Man City got taken over. He was the transitional manager. Claudio Ranieri, he was at Chelsea. He was the transitional manager. It's the same for Dalglish before Klopp. Do you know what I'm saying? It's about having that transitional manager. Respectfully, that's what he is. And I feel like at the end of the season, regardless of what happens, I feel like he's gone, personally.
Do you think, though, if they gave him the same time like Arsenal with Arteta, do you think he could become more than just that transitional manager? Because the thing is, what you hear about Eddie Howe is that apparently he does a lot of like, he puts in a lot of work behind the scenes. Like even when he was on his break, he's there going with Diego Simeone. He's trying to learn from the best across Europe, kind of thing. Like he's trying to put in the work. So do you think?
Because Newcastle, they play good football.
Yeah.
The thing is with Eddie Howe, he understands football and he understands the squad that he's got. And I feel like he gets the best out of the squad that he's currently got. Like no one can say, Newcastle should be playing this way. Everyone knows when you go St. James's Park, it is long. Everyone knows if Newcastle score first, when they're away, it's long. So I don't think he's doing a bad job, but I can agree with what you guys are saying in terms of that transitional manager. But I think where football is now, I don't think there's that step up. I think where we are now, we're seeing the Arteta's being trusted. We're seeing the De Zerbi's getting more time because the Xabi Alonso's, the Xavi's, like who are the top tier managers that you can say, you know what, Simeone's gonna come Newcastle. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I was low-key thinking the exact same thing. Like I don't think that Eddie Howe will keep his job, but I do think if Newcastle's owners are smart enough, they will keep Eddie Howe in there and let him cook. Like let him build up the team that he's currently building to the extent where you can kind of see a transition in the way Newcastle play their football as well. Because what he's done with Newcastle as of right now is beyond anyone's expectations. Nobody thought that Newcastle would get to the Champions League last season, apart from me. Nobody thought that Newcastle would get into the Champions League last season. And it's like, they are, like you said, they're not playing bad football. They're playing quite good football. If you let Eddie Howe stay there and cook as long as you can, then they might have a gem in the hands. And also, we're forgetting, these are Saudi owners. Imagine them being able to say they produced the first English manager to win the Premier League. Can you imagine that?
But
and it's
the
not like he's
wages,
far
though.
off, like he's close.
I feel like the wages and the transfer market, that's all going up, meaning the demand gets stronger, meaning your time is less, and that is why I feel like I agree with you. Maybe they should let him cook, but that demand's gonna get stronger with a better team. If the team gets better and then they finish 8th again, they're gonna be like, nah, this ain't it. That's what's gonna happen.
Exactly.
They haven't finished 8th yet, so
no, but that's what I'm saying. They exceeded expectation last season, so now he's not on a timer, but the fans know what that feels like. They know what a Champions League night feels like.
And they're gonna want that
St.
now.
James's Park.
Yeah.
They're gonna want that
man.
because it was a great time. But we got to talk about it. KDB.
champion.
Return of the
Champion
I
is
just-
here.
I actually
back?
think that this is what he secretly wanted. Not to get injured.
Yeah, it's scripted.
I think he just wanted time off.
Yeah.
Because he's been kicking ball for time, and he was. Remember those interviews that he was doing last season? I'm tired. Bro, he's just smiling now.
He was hibernating.
He
He
was
looks
happy.
rejuvenated.
That goal that he
Like,
scored was
Oh my
silly.
gosh.
Then the assist is just silly.
Yeah, it's just KDB, innit?
Like what?
It's
Like
just
what? How can
KDB.
you have a man like that come back?
It burns me. You know what? Yeah, it burns me every time as a Chelsea fan. 'Cause
Don't even bring it up, bro.
It's just about what could have been, innit? Like,
the
you always
olden
think-
days.
I think that's the big. I think out of any mistake Chelsea has ever made, and Jose, like that's gonna be that marker on Jose's career. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I love him.
yeah.
He's my goat.
Yeah.
But getting rid of KDB because you
how
thought that he couldn't work hard enough or his attitude or whatever. You're better than that, Jose.
Yeah.
Because look at what he's doing now.
I mean, like, thank goodness that we had some kind of Hazard in that time.
Yeah,
because
facts.
we have
Imagine
not replaced. We have not replaced like that KDB. That would have been like. That would have replaced.
For those that can't see, Anita's just weeping with the idea of Hazard and KDB playing.
It's not even just Hazard and KDB. Hazard, KDB, and Salah. Oh!
If there was like a
Mourinho, you will
Marvel like
crumble.
multiverse, if there was a
Dream
Marvel,
on, man.
no, but just going off. Like if there was like if I
Mourinho
had
will
the rings that
crumble.
Thanos had, like right now, this whole
The
discussion
time stone.
would have been
Bro,
different.
I might even have a Chelsea tat on my
we
chest,
nearly,
bro.
you know we nearly
'Cause
got
we've won
KDB
so
as well.
much, bro.
We nearly got KDB as well.
Nearly and having him is two different things. No, we good though. I hear you.
You guys
I hear
really
you.
got Mbappe, bro.
Yeah,
Arsenal
I
had
hear you.
Mbappe,
I can't lie. We need
Mbappe,
like a whole
Haaland,
episode of this.
KDB.
What if? Because Arsenal is the biggest
A
what if
word,
episode.
ever. You lot should
No,
have
I
had
think
everyone.
I think we should. All the rumors that are always circulating
should
our
go
team.
through a
We
segment
should
one
actually
day.
bring them
No,
back and then
please.
create a starting 11 with
Yeah.
them.
You know, we should do
Yeah.
that.
We should
do that,
I
right?
like that.
That would be
I
good.
like that.
That would be
But
good.
You know
back to
Stephanie's there for
KDB.
listening.
Yeah,
You
she's
want me to
yeah.
come to Spotify Studios to suffer that day?
Sometimes
See a list of what
you
I
have to
could have
put it
had.
in the atmosphere and it might just happen. You know what I'm saying?
But no, back to KDB. Yeah, Man City's won the league. Good luck, man. Happy.
Yeah, no, fair. I agree. But
Yeah.
the two teams that are close to them are playing very soon.
Oof, yeah.
Arsenal fans.
Yes.
I actually, without getting into all the emotional stuff, yeah. How are you feeling knowing that there's Arsenal fans that have turned on Arteta, Arsenal fans that have turned on Jesus, Arsenal fans that have turned on Martinelli, Saka, Odegaard, Havertz, never really had them anyway. How are you feeling after 3 losses on the bounce?
I'll let you start, Coach.
I'll be real. I'm vexed.
Yeah.
I mean, I was tweeting it throughout the Christmas period. I just kept. It's probably the first time in a long time I just kept turning off the damn TV. Like I just couldn't keep watching these matches as they just look tired, and then it just, like I could go on about this, but like for example, it's just the anger I just had for certain things that are going on in that club at the moment. Like Saka, I love the guy to bits, but I still say I think he's tired.
Yeah.
And one thing that annoyed me about the transfer
Exhausted.
market is, again, we got Araya in when I was saying before, we needed a right winger. We needed someone to sit there and compete with the likes of Saka. One, so that they don't get complacent, but 2, just for that rotational option.
Yep.
So, I'm watching matches, like, for example, we had Villa in that time. I'm watching a Diaby. As I said to you guys on the pod a couple episodes ago, 50 mil. Could have bought him there. That would have been. Can you imagine clubs looking at
he's
Arsenal?
Class, you know.
Saka's
player,
on the bench, but Diaby's coming on. Oh Lord, fire that left back. Whoever it is that day, long day for them. I'm looking at Sabos like 50 M's. respect, kudos. We got all these players that are around us, and it's like
50 M's for wait, it was 60 for Sabotslai.
Was it 60?
Because sure that you can't be on the market and get Havertz with 65 M's.
Bro, this is why honestly, that's why I was just so vexed every time I was watching this team. Cause it's like, again, Havertz, we still don't know where we were playing him. Like, you're putting him in that Xhaka role, but then he was playing a false 9. I can't remember whatever match it was, and I'm like, bro, you still don't know where you want to be playing this guy. Where you could have been using that money in other areas which we genuinely needed. Again, Raya. So you spent between Havertz and Raya close to 100 million.
Yeah.
It's not
For one position, we didn't like. I'm sorry, Raya is not. He's at Ramsdale's level.
He's Ramsdale's level. He's not clear of him. It's like you just pay for the same thing.
Yeah, if you were going to sit there and disrupt that whole defense, then as far as I'm concerned, unless you were bringing in Ederson, Alisson, Oblak, Magnon, I don't want to know about it. Like, because it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Even that the Brip car, I can't pronounce his name.
Bravka.
He's quality as well. Even him.
Yeah, even still, I don't want him either though. No, he's not good enough to get rid of Ramsdale. So it's one of those things where it's just like, the team just looks tired. We haven't recruited in the spots that we needed to recruit, which we thought was obvious to begin with. And it's just starting to look at Sam.
Because Anita, the sigh of relief.
Sorry.
That is hilarious. I'm actually sorry. I did not mean it. That was hilarious.
Wait,
I missed it. I saw Sam laughing at it. I'm thinking, he's not laughing at my pain.
Anita's moving nuts. But I hear it because I feel the same. But
you get it.
Saka, getting a lot of stick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
People are saying he ain't got no ISO moves. He's losing the expression, and I'm seeing it. I'm not gonna lie. I love Saka. I think he's a quality player. He's one of those players that, as an opposing a team or whatever you want to call it, you can respect what he does, But the recent games, it's like not running out of ideas, but him and Martinelli seem like they're not free.
Yeah.
They're not free.
Right, so I think...
What do you mean they're not free?
Like,
Who's shackling them? Who's holding them?
I know what you mean. Like, and I think this has been a discussion that I've been having with a lot of like Arsenal fans. I think first of all, Arsenal fans will always be Arsenal fans. They'll never be happy. There's always one thing to complain about. One person doesn't, bro. It's like one person doesn't perform, and it's like, hate train on this one. This person doesn't perform. Hate train on that person. Like, we just don't know how to back a player, and we don't know how to stay behind a player. And I've even heard Arteta speak about it. He's like, listen, we're not getting a striker, bro. So you better get behind the team we have now. We know they can score goals. We know they can produce results. We know that goals can get shared around the whole midfield, the front three, defenders. Like, every one of our outfield players has scored a goal. So if we get behind this team, I genuinely feel like we can get them back to those winning ways. But if in terms of Saka, I love him. I love him and I love Martinelli. But with Saka, I do feel like there's an element of predictiveness with him. Like, I feel like his moves are very predictable, and I feel like a lot of teams are able to kind of predict exactly what we're going to do, and then they defend because they know what we're going to do. And it was very evident from like last season how we played. It was very same-ish. Like, we played the same way every single time, and it got us our results then, but we're easy to clock now. So it's like, how are we changing it this season? And I feel like in small ways, I feel like Arteta has done a few tweaks, and this comes into what you were saying about they're not free, kind of like they're not, I don't really feel like they're playing the kind of ball that we saw last season. I feel they're a bit more restricted.
They look like they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah,
They don't.
And I feel like you have like Zinchenko making mistakes every 2 seconds, so Martinelli's having to track back to cover him, so he's not getting forward and getting into the positions that he would before. And I just feel like everyone's a bit more like, I don't know what it is, but something isn't ticking. And I've been vexed too, Copes, I can't lie. I have been fuming because I'm like, bro, we're not like this. Like, to losing against, what was it West Ham? Losing against West Ham, that hurt me. But Fulham, that pissed me off because I'm just like, sorry, like that got me so vexed because I'm just like, bro, like, it's just not moving. Like, you lot are not doing anything. And people keep saying, oh, yeah, we need a striker. Bro, it's the midfield also. Like, it's everyone. It's not just the front three, because we know that what they can do. You lot get into the final third and it's just like, what we doing now, guys? Like, what do we do? Like, bro, do something. Like, get it in the box. Like, take a shot. You lot are trying to always perfectly craft the perfect... Be free.
Be free. All right, quick one from everyone, All right. Are Arsenal still in the title race?
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
It's not.
Alright,
Maybe I don't want I don't want to be saying that because if it's not my team, I don't care. But facts is you can't write them off. They're not that far off. Let's be honest.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
cool.
good, man.
Liverpool, they're obviously still in the title race. They've got a few players missing. Salah, Afcon, Szoboszlai injured, Trent injured. Do you think that is going to affect the way they are, I'd say, manoeuvring now? Like, they still won against Fulham in the FA Cup. No, in the Carabao Cup even. But do you think that it's going to affect them moving forward? They've got Bournemouth next.
I'm sorry, who's injured?
Trent, Szoboszlai,
Trent's injured.
I didn't know Trent was
and
injured.
Salah's missing. And obviously, Robbo's been injured.
I would have thought, okay, if Trent wasn't injured, I would have said yes, 100%. That is absolutely fine, nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Because they've done it without Salah before.
Yeah.
I remember the last AFCON, Salah went for the January. Liverpool were absolutely fine. They didn't lose a game in January.
Yeah.
Fine, cool. But Trent has been he's been the player that's been ticking for Liverpool. He's been the key player. He's the one that comes for right back. If Gomez comes on, he moves into midfield more centrally, and then he plays so many passes into the final third. Where I feel like if you look at his chance created, he's probably up there with the top people of the chance creation this season. So Trent being out is a big, massive hit. But I still think Liverpool will be fine. They're built for this. This is something, it's not their first time doing this. They are built for this. They get an injury. Klopp somehow manages to tweak his system.
Bring someone in. Conor
He
Bradley.
brings someone in. And it's January transfer window as well. You never know. He
that's
might
true.
spend some money and get a backup.
Thiago's coming back soon.
Thiago's coming. Allegedly.
I forgot he was there,
Allegedly. Because Thiago's luck in this Premier League has not been great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still think that they will still be fine. But Trent is a massive miss for them.
Fair. I hear it. All right, cool. Let's move on because we've got a lot of stuff to get into. Yeah, Madrid, Barca, the what is it? What even competition was it? The Super
the
Cup.
Super Cup
yeah.
final, something.
Yeah.
I saw like
Final.
Super Copper Cup or something
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like
Something
that.
like that.
Yeah, it weren't. It's not.
So
It's
it's not
not
the
the
Copa del
massive. No,
Rey?
it's basically our Carabao, isn't it? To a degree. So
Ah.
that's why the celebrations. You got like the celebrations yesterday. They weren't like the craziest because Real Madrid win anyway. So you know what I mean. It's not like it's
But
not
the
like
result,
how,
though.
But the result to me, insane. It's shown the difference now, and there is a big gap between Real Madrid and Barcelona. We have to face the facts now, innit? Like, you know, Barcelona's not recovered since Messi's gone. If we're honest, they haven't really recovered. I mean, well, they got the league though. They did get
won
the
it
league last year, so that's cool. But it was like I feel like everyone kind of fell off over there last year, and even Real Madrid to a degree. But now that Real Madrid's going on this surge, Bellingham's now joined, and we've seen how that started. And Mbappe's now agreed. It's just like we're looking at Barcelona allegedly. And then it's like, raw. You sit there and you think to yourself, well, if Bellingham's doing what he's doing already, Vinicius has already proven himself. Rodrigo's absolutely ridiculous. You still got you got all these players, and then what? They might get Mbappe on top of that.
Yeah.
What are Barcelona gonna do? You have to act quick, and then
can't.
they can't.
They
No,
can't.
Then they can't. So
They
it's
can't.
like now,
there's only so much they can sell. That
Yeah.
club's been selling everything over the summer. Oh my god!
people are having weddings,
People having weddings.
christenings,
But
all kind of
I'm
things.
sure we can shoot a pod in the cap.
Oh, at this point,
Yeah.
yeah.
for the Lolo.
Let's sponsor them as well. Like,
I have to arrange that.
But on that topic of you saying, you know, allegedly Mbappe coming in, do you not just feel like it's going to be the same thing of like too many cooks that happened with PSG?
Nah.
Nah.
You don't think it'll be
They've
the
got
same?
the right
Real Madrid's been the
ingredients.
biggest kitchen that
Yeah.
we've been.
Bruh.
Anyway.
And they all
Okay.
like when you look at the Real Madrid squad, like it's actually sickening that we, as a football organization,
Have
has
let this
allowed
happen.
them
Have
to
let
do
this
this. They've got four of
Bro.
the best
Yeah.
centre midfielders in the
the
world
world.
Tchouameni,
under 25.
Camavinga.
Valverde.
Valverde.
Oh my
Like it's actually silly. Like if we actually look at the Real Madrid squad, they've had injuries to Alaba. They've not got a striker. They've had season-ending injury to their goalkeeper. Multiple things have gone
Jude
wrong.
was out for a bit.
They haven't lost since September.
It's-
Like
yeah,
that's just silly.
I'd love to be in that
Ancelotti,
position, boy.
people need to put way more respect on Ancelotti's name in it
Facts.
because I think he's the
Facts.
only manager that it would be able to kind of make everyone.
I'm so sorry,
Ah!
everybody.
That's a fine. That has to be a fine.
How much is my
'Cause,
fine?
you know,
How much
because
is my
not even
fine?
just a fine, the fact that that's the ringtone. I ain't heard that ringtone in time.
What? That's the normal ringtone for an iPhone.
Is it actually?
Nah.
Yeah. What?
I think it-
No, I don't
Nah, I
think
don't
it
think
is.
it
you know, I can't. My
Wait,
phone's
no,
always
I
on silent.
think
No,
Nah.
that is the new one actually.
Maybe it is.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Well,
But
half
yeah,
my
no,
fine.
Real Madrid are clear, and we all know that.
Wait,
but now
yeah.
we got to talk about the biggest competition that's happening right now, and obviously the Asia Cup is happening, but we gotta stick to our roots and be honest. AFCON is started,
Yes.
and
Yes,
there's been some upsets already that is just crazy.
my
I mean,
Nige people. How do you feel?
Oh, wow,
Speak to
the
the
smoke.
Ghanaians, man. Speak to the Ghanaians.
exactly.
Name me
Exactly.
3 Cape Verde players. 3.
I can't even.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
There we go.
I
There we
don't
go.
even know the guy. He scored the winner. That's bad. That's bad.
That's
It is
bad.
bad. It is bad. But you know what it is? I feel like with the AFCON, there's so many storylines with the AFCON in general, yeah? Like the coverage, the players representing, the timing of the tournament, the organisation around all of the teams and stuff. But what I'd like to say is that people have just enjoyed it for what it is currently. Like people are tuning into the games where they can. Obviously, Sky have the rights to all the games.
Yeah.
They're gonna show all the games. I think if there's no other like Premier League games, or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd like to say, unfortunately, Nigeria was on TV because everyone could see what the team is capable of doing, but just can't do. Because Osimhen, I think he's a good striker.
Great striker.
Amazing
However,
striker.
that chance that he missed,
Oh,
crazy.
criminal.
damning.
Criminal.
Damning. And the thing is, it was so far off target that I wish it was offside. I wish it was offside. And the thing is, you know, with all these cup competitions, when you look at losing or drawing your first game, I think it's like that's probably the most pressure you could ever come under. Like the only team that I've seen really in recent years that have done well from that position is Argentina, who went on to win the World Cup. But we saw how Germany performed after they didn't get the results in the World Cup, and how easy it is to have the expectation of a nation, but just to not perform. I don't know, Anita, what are you saying? Do you think Nigeria, we need to accept what Nigeria are on?
Nah, again, I don't accept mediocrity. I'm a stand on business. I
No,
don't.
but AFCON, we ain't won
I
it since like
don't.
2013.
I don't accept mediocrity. And the last time we won it, we drew our first game. So who knows?
Okay.
Who knows? I'm not
Hey.
saying I believe in all
I
of
like
that
those
stuff,
type of
but
facts.
I like that.
it happens.
Like
Like the last time Chelsea won the Champions League, there was some correlating factors there. Like this
that is
happens. You never know. And you know, it's African Cup of Nations. Judge is strong.
Yeah.
But
I know, we need to disband all of those rumors. We need to disband all of
but
that.
it's true. It's
But, no, you know why I say
true.
that? Because you see the Leicester
true.
player that was supposed to represent Ghana,
That's his
and then
business.
he
Yes.
rejected representing them, got a red card, and now he's out until
Till
the tournament's
February.
over.
Oh,
That is
man.
that. I think that might be one of the biggest stinkers I've ever seen, because we see people disrespect the competition in a sense, because I feel like it's difficult with certain players. They want to do well for their clubs and all of that stuff, but you got to understand, if you're international, and you're actually being called up by your nation, and you've got a chance of starting in that squad, you've got to go, because all of the pre-match stuff and the dancing and the traveling together and all of that's a part of the experience. That's why I don't really rate Onana for not
staying.
For staying.
Yeah,
And
he's
apparently
ridiculous.
he's not.
He can't. Yeah. So
Like-
like the latest that I saw on him was that he's actually stuck. He's stuck and he can't, because of bad weather. He can't fly right now. So I don't understand why he agreed to play Man United yesterday and then think he can fly and then get there
Thought he
today.
was
The
Superman.
thing
still.
is,
Like, ridiculous.
I find when players do things like that, I find it so disrespectful to their nations. You want to feel a sense of pride when you're playing for your nation, whether it's an African nation or a European nation or an Argentinian South American nation. You want to feel that sense of pride that you're playing for that nation. And I don't get it from a couple of these players that were either born in England or grew up in England or just made their move to England recently. And Onana, when I saw him on the team sheet for Tottenham, I said, "Are you joking? Like, are you having a laugh?" Because the English players, if this was a European competition switched around, they would not.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
They would not. They would never. If you have the opportunity, you are taking it with both hands, and you feel proud to play for your nation. So when I see these kind of stories, it hurts me, because I'm like, if I was called up to play for Nigeria, I'm gonna go fuck my last game. I don't care.
But do you also think it's a bit harsh on some of these African and Asian players, because unlike the Euros, unlike Copa America, they're played in the summer. so it actually avoids having to sort of put your allegiance between the league.
It's the history of the tournaments, though. So we just know that these competitions happen in Jan, and they know that as well.
No, they know it, but again, it's quite unfair to if you're an African player or you're an Asian player, where in the middle, especially if you play in some of these top European leagues, it's sort of all right. You're pulling me out of arguably say I'm Salah. You're pulling me out of a title race, for example.
It goes back to what's more important to you. Like obviously being in the title race, I understand. Man United aren't in the title race. They're not even in the race.
Listen, Anana, to be honest with you, I mean, like we were talking before, World Cup, all that nonsense he's done before, like he's already got a history where he sort of needs to prove himself now. You know what it is. Are you loyal?
If he cares,
if you care, you generally care.
You need to care for your nation. Like obviously, Anana is the only option. Well, not the only option, but the best option that they'd have for goalkeeping. Yeah. But if it was me, I'd be like, if you don't want to be here, don't come, bro. Like stay at home.
And it's like how long is AFCON? Is that like a month?
If that.
It's like you're basically 1 month out of like a 8th month like Premier League season. Like it's not going to hurt you to just like represent. If you don't want to represent, then that clearly shows. But to me, there's no excuse for that. Like not competing against anyone. It's not like a Raya Ramsdale situation where you want to be the best keeper and you want to show yourself.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree. And I think things are going to change slightly because I think some of the younger players are starting to like know where their roots are, even if they weren't born there. Like in the Niger squad, the thing that frustrates me most with like the Nigeria squad in general is because you can see the players, but I feel like there's no cohesion and there's not enough effort. If you saw the first goal or the goal that Nigeria conceded on the first game, it just wasn't good enough. But I think Nigeria, we can say, underperformed, but Ghana, last minute, that was probably like the most AFCON last minute goal I've ever seen. The ball going through the defender's legs.
Anita, why are you saying like this?
Aren't you Ghanaian?
I'm definitely not Ghanaian.
That's what I was staring at you. I was giving you eyes.
I'm thinking.
No, I was giving you eye contact. I thought you were Ghanaian, you know.
There is a Ghanaian in the room, but
it's just not
one of our producers.
That is so funny. But obviously Kudus wasn't playing, who is their star man. But I think the biggest storyline around that game is the fact that there were reports that their manager was attacked at the team hotel.
What?
Because of the loss, which I think is terrible. What? Because I think when we talk about AFCON, that's why I say there's always so many storylines around the competition. We've seen all of the laughable things about, you know, the traveling and there not being oxygen, Onana not coming the day before, and now it's like this is gonna be a part of football regardless. There's always these type of storylines, but I think the fans need to play a part in building the competition's credit. Like, do you know what I mean?
They are part of it. And I don't think and I think it's disgraceful attacking the. I remember it reminds me of when I think it was when Lampard was at Everton before he got sacked, and there was fans. They went into the stadium and they saw him. They didn't attack him. They spoke to him, but they was like, look, we need you to pull up their socks, and we're all behind and we're all together. And I remember seeing that video, and it's like, what makes you think attacking the manager is going to bring any kind of collaboration, belief? The players are not going to. The players are not going to like you're attacking our manager. Yeah. Why would I want to do something? Come on, man. We're meant to be a family. That's what a football team is, especially a nation. So let's get together instead of attack. Like, you know what I mean? We build, innit?
Take AFCON seriously as it is, and you just
it don't look good, man. It don't look good for the stereotype. So I hope that fixes, man, because I really love AFCON, and obviously for me, like, I'm Jamaican, so I just watch it as a complete neutral, and I just love seeing the whole vibe of it. I love seeing the culture of it. I love seeing the teams go against each other. Obviously, there's rivalries, but it's great to watch, and it's just small things like this that really pull it back down. And you know, I'm not going into it, but you know, they don't need an excuse to drag our competition down. So let's not, you know what I mean, internally do it. Let's build something up, man.
I would like to highlight for the media darlings that are highlighting this situation as far as they possibly can. It doesn't only happen in AFCON. Yeah, happen, but is it CONCACAF that it happens? What's his name? What's his name? The Argentinian manager, and he was manager for Leeds at one point. The one with the strong knees, Bielsa. Was it not Bielsa that got attacked in his home and he had to come out with grenades to the fans.
Huh?
Yeah, he got attacked in his home.
That's crazy.
Google it.
Me.
And
That's
there's the whole
crazy.
story that he had grenades and chased the fans out of his
Respect.
compound with the grenades.
Because if I had
Yeah.
that, I'm just.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I'll put the pin. I'm holding it up.
Armory.
You wanna come? You wanna come? What? Because
All I'm saying
football,
is-
these people, fans
It
in
happens
general, need to
everywhere.
stop taking
Yeah.
football
Yeah,
that
stop
seriously.
taking it
that
Like,
serious.
we enjoy the
Chill,
sport, yeah,
yeah.
but come on, there's other stuff to live for. Do you know what I mean? If
Yeah.
Period.
Ghana lose the African Cup of Nations, they're not even one of the favourites. Like Niger aren't one of the favourites.
We're
I'm
not
not,
one of the
I'm not
favourites.
expecting anything mad. Just enjoy it for what it is.
I need to see my team win, my country win at least one game. So then
You
I'll
lot
be
play
happy.
today, no?
I don't think it's today.
Who's everyone's favourites for the competition?
Zambia.
Who's everyone's honest favourites? Who's everyone's honest favourites? Because I'm not going to say Nige. I want Nige to win, but I just don't think.
The team that looks the most complete and hungry is probably Ivory Coast.
Egypt. Maybe?
No,
I'm saying
not
Senegal. I
doing
think
Egypt.
they're gonna two-peat.
Well, Senegal.
Yeah, I think their team is just too set up for them to win.
Algeria ain't played yet, though, have they?
Algeria.
Algeria.
They won 3-0. There we go.
See,
Yeah.
Ah.
3-0. That's not playing games. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're
into
we
the
ain't come
competition
here to
properly.
joke.
we're not
Yeah.
joking about. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think they're just gonna win it again. I've
Yes.
seen Egypt, like the AFCON now. It used to be more of an carry job, like, but I think as the years have been going, you're seeing the better teams are doing better. Like it's not Mane's gonna do this or Salah's gonna do
Yeah.
this or
not
Mahrez.
individuals no
It's
more.
not enough. That's why I even Morocco.
Yeah,
I think
Morocco's
that
another
they're
one.
gonna be up
I
there.
forgot about Morocco.
Yeah,
you know?
Morocco, because they're on the ball. Like, sometimes you don't know, but yeah, no, they
I
could
didn't say that.
they could be up there.
And Guinea is currently beating Cameroon 1-0 right now.
Really, is
as well.
Onana playing? If Onana's
yeah,
not
that's a
playing,
very good point.
that is just a stinker.
He's still at the airport, man.
That is just a stinker.
But even so, you can't go from playing one highly intense game to another highly intense game in different
He's not
climates.
serious. He's not
It
serious.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Onana's not playing.
refuse
Onana's
to
not
even-
playing.
He's
I
not
refuse.
I think
serious, guys.
I think
serious.
that's really sad.
I don't even think he was ever at the airport. It's just cat.
I saw that.
Tweeting from his room.
I saw
like,
that
yeah,
picture.
man,
I
this
saw that. Do you
airport's
see the
crazy.
picture?
Yeah, I see the picture.
Hello, man.
He was all dripped out.
Yeah, he was in a two-piece.
Yeah.
That's just not
that's
good
a
enough.
throwback
That's not
picture.
good
You
enough.
He should be in his kit. That's what he should. He should.
Word,
If you
word.
really think he should be in your kit at the airport. Let me know how
yeah,
serious
let
you
me know how
are.
ready you
Nah,
are.
if we're
Flip-flops
talking,
and everything.
if
Yeah.
we're talking public apologies, he needs to apologize.
needs to
to his squad
apologise,
still.
man.
Especially if they lose
If
today.
they don't win the game, yeah, that's terrible. It's obviously January, and the transfer window is very open. I'd say the biggest move that we've probably seen so far in terms of how big the player is Sancho back to Dortmund.
Yeah.
What we making of that?
I'm happy for
I'm
him.
happy for him as well.
Yeah.
100% happy for him. And didn't the manager speak about his behavioural issues, quote unquote, that apparently do not exist?
Yeah.
It's just not true though.
Yeah,
Because the
that's
former
interesting.
manager, I keep forgetting his name. The temp manager, Ragnick. I can
Yeah,
never
yeah.
pronounce it right.
Rangnick.
Yeah,
Ragnick.
there we go.
Ragnick.
Right, he said that he's had no issues when he was there.
Yeah.
So it's a strange one. There seems to be a narrative to a degree. I don't know what's exactly going on, but the main thing that I can say is that I'm happy for Sancho. He's got his assist. Just ball out, man, and show everyone who you
Yeah.
are.
Yep.
And I hope he balls out.
Coach, what are you saying for? Because what the narrative I'm seeing online, and obviously I don't think it's true, but they're saying if Sancho balls out now, then it just makes the Bundesliga look worse. Do you think that that's true?
What?
No, I don't think that makes. Listen, at the end of the day with Sancho, right? We don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but something was affecting his play in the Premier League, right? So whether or not he balls out or not in the Bundesliga, I don't think that waters down that league personally.
Yeah.
I just think it just means he's enjoying his football and he's in an environment where he can thrive. I mean, we've seen over the last couple of years at Man United that hasn't even really been an environment for players to thrive, if we're honest.
In general, yeah.
Yeah,
for
in
any
general.
player.
So, all I can say, I just think, it just means, he's just in an environment which works for him and he's just showing what he can do.
Can I also add? I just think that that's just the biggest pile of shit that I've ever heard in my life. Because it's like cappity cap. Like, what the hell? Because you look at the Bayern Munich team. How many Champions Leagues have they won? Does that bring down the quality of the Bundesliga because their players are there? No, it doesn't. So, sorry.
Fair. Who would you say needs to do the most business?
Problem is,
say Chelsea.
problem is who can spend in January. That's the
No,
real problem.
you can't say
It's
Chelsea.
a hard question
Yeah, that's
because
the real-
like
Like
everyone
even
can do
not,
business,
I
you know?
think not spend because I think spending wise, realistically, and what I feel like a lot of teams and fans have started to understand is that you can't do drastic business
In
in
January,
Jan
yeah.
for like
Yeah.
the top players. It's those gems that you find like the Arsenal signing Trossard last Jan, like those type
Chelsea
of
signing Mudryk.
those type of signings. But even at that, like that was even one for that was even one for.
The fact that you even said Joe, I was like,
No, because you know what it was. No one really was listed like deep in that. It was mainly supposed to be to Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously Chelsea had to show that they're the bigger club and like sign him.
No, don't
But
do
who-
that. 'Cause
but
he,
who-
he
no, but-
was
that
gawking on Instagram for us. Like, don't do that. Gawking. You lot
was,
just
he
had
was,
the
he
mullah
was.
to get him out of, you know what I'm
No,
saying,
but
the
that's what it takes
situation.
sometimes.
At
man.
the end of the day, let's be honest about the Modric situation. Yeah, he was
Oh,
in a place that was quite dangerous. He would have gone to any club. The Arsenal was just the first one
he
to.
was, he was,
You know
he was
what I'm
looking at
saying?
Arteta saying, "Oh, top three
And,
manager."
and this is the
Top
thing,
three
and
manager.
Arsenal fans out
he's not
there,
two or
like,
three.
let's not be like this. Let's get over it now. Yeah, let's let it go.
Listen, I didn't bring him
Yeah,
up.
I'm gonna
You
say,
know
you didn't
what
bring it
I'm
up.
saying?
Yeah, I'm saying.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No, obviously no, but you know what it is, like, no, because I remember, and the thing is, that I always wanted to mention it. There was Arsenal fans flashing lasers in his eye and all that. Like, let's just stop it
just
now, man.
Let's
He's-
grow up.
He's not got
Yeah,
Trossard
there
as
are
well,
some
and he's
people
there's
that
too
are like
that take
that,
it too
weirdo.
far.
He
Take it too far. Let's just let it
Let
go,
him go,
man.
man. We got Trossard.
And,
We got a better player, so yeah, let's move on.
Got the better player. That's fine. If
Yeah,
that's
I'm not
how
gonna
you-
I'm
if
not
that's
gonna
how you
argue
feel.
that, but
That's how you feel. That's how you feel.
obviously,
I mean, it's facts, but yeah.
bring Benzema though to Chelsea. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was
Benzema's
gonna
not
say.
going
There's
to
a
lot.
lot of
Dream
players.
on.
There's a lot of players in Saudi that are saying they're not really happy.
Yeah.
Henderson's one of them. Been linked with Ajax, Juventus.
The fact that he can still get moves like that is
I
brilliant.
swear, if I see Chelsea are interested in Henderson,
No,
a
it's not true.
headline.
It's
I
just not
did
true.
see
Don't-
something.
Let's
I
not
think
even
I
waste
will
energy.
lose
Let's
my
not even
head.
waste
Wait,
energy.
what's that? People are not happy in Saudi.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if there was, let's say there was one player you could get from Saudi for your club, you said Benzi. Would you agree, Benzi?
Yes, for the next 6 months, and
I
then Osherman
mean-
comes.
I wouldn't say no.
What are you guys saying for Arsenal? If you could grab one player, even if it's not in Saudi, if you could grab one player, whether it be on loan or a permanent signing,
Well, realistically.
yeah.
Yeah, because this guy's gonna say Mbappe. You don't want to say Mbappe. That's very
I
ridiculous.
said, coaches
Come
me.
on,
I'm
let's not be
thinking
childish
that,
now.
right, I could
That's so
really do
ridiculous.
What are we saying?
Oh, that's a tough one.
From Saudi.
Anywhere, to be fair.
Oh, from anywhere.
Ivan Toney, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say
No,
that's
no,
the
no,
That's
not
not,
realistic,
realistic
it's
though.
not
With the money you have to
realistic.
spend, it's not.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, cool.
That's what I'm saying. It have to be like a Benzema as well then. But
Yeah, have to be.
realistic, I think. Clinical
Yeah?
striker.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, because
Ronaldo.
who?
Ronaldo.
Which one?
Y'all can't afford. You can't afford his wages. Let's not
Cristiano.
real.
But I'm sure if it was on loan, there was. But that would be
They still can't afford his wages.
that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. So that's
Benzema.
that's the transfer. It's not really been active, to be
No.
fair. There's not,
Hasn't,
really been
no.
there's not been that much movement. I don't know
It
if
doesn't
there's
need
gonna
to be
be
active.
that much
Yeah.
movement, but
Yeah.
I think we should end on EA Team of the Season. Or
Yes.
yeah, Team of the Season
year.
so far. The Team of the Year so far, right?
Yeah.
Oh no,
2023.
is
Team
it
of the
is
year of
it
2023?
2023?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've seen a few people doing Team of the Season so far and Team of the Year. Which one should we do?
I'll say
think-
team of the year.
Yeah,
but-
team
Team
of
of
the
the
year.
year.
Yeah,
Team
team
of
of
the
the
year.
year.
All right,
Yeah,
in goal,
yeah.
what we saying? One name, everyone.
Do you want to know what are we basing it off of FC24? If not, I can quickly
Yeah, I'll
reel
say-
two
I'll
say-
names there. All right, so we've got for keepers potentially Allison, Edison, Samba, Cabell, Chesney, Magnon, Oblak, Ter Stegen.
Has to be Alisson.
I'm gonna go for Edison. Just 'cause he
Actually,
won
no,
the chance.
Edison. Actually,
Yeah.
Edison.
Yeah.
Just
You
'cause
know
he won
what?
the chance.
Like my preference is Allison, but I'll go for Edison.
Yeah,
off the
yeah,
season.
yeah.
Right backs. What we saying?
All right, well they've just done it as okay.
It's just
defenders.
Just defenders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they have got a mixture of all of them.
Okay. Can I say my back line? And if you guys agree, then we can go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying Trent right back.
Yep.
Saying Van Dijk.
Yep.
I'm saying John Stones.
Yeah.
And then-
See you later, man.
Nah.
Okay, not John Stones. I'll go Diaz because that
wouldn't
I
even
didn't
put
like the
Van Dijk
reaction.
in it.
No, the same.
You wouldn't put Van Dijk
No.
in the Team of the Year.
Stones and Diaz for me.
Stones and Diaz.
Stones and Diaz.
Okay, maybe
Treble
okay,
winners.
I'm
I'll
getting,
go
I'm
the
getting,
treble
I'm getting,
winners.
I'm getting it mixed up. I'm getting it mixed up. I'm
Just
doing
last
Team of the
year.
Year. I'm Team of the Season so far.
Just last year, 2023.
Just last
The
year.
calendar year.
But then should Trent really be there if it's team?
That's why.
That's
I
what I'm
wouldn't put
saying.
Trent. If I'm honest with you, I'd put.
I put 4 centre backs.
No, I was gonna put. Where is he? The guy from Leverkusen. Where's this? Frimpong.
Nah, but that's not been the whole year though. The whole
but
year.
even
It should be
Mbappe-
Carl Walker, if anything. Is Carl Walker even
No,
there?
he's not there.
See, that's crazy.
Too busy.
That's
cheating.
crazy. Gosh, we don't speak about those allegations.
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
fair. All right. So what we saying back line then? I feel like team of the year is too difficult because you got to think about too much.
But then it's like, you don't think too much about right backs, left backs, just defenders.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be right back or left back.
If it's
Defenders.
just defenders, then Diaz, I think, has to be
Diaz,
in there.
Yeah.
Stones.
Yeah.
I'll put Kim
I'm
Min
putting
Jae.
Saliba in there.
Well, I'll
Sorry.
say
I think
as
Kim
well.
and Jay.
Kim
That's a
Min
shout.
Jae.
To
Kim
me,
Min
to
Jae.
me, yeah, he's class. He's
next
brilliant.
level.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
I'll put Kim Min Jae. We can agree on Saliba.
So that's 4. That's 4. Diaz, Stones.
Diaz, Stones.
The only thing with Stones, I just feel like I don't feel like he played enough for the whole season.
No,
But
but
when he did play,
No, I agree, but I just feel like when you look at a lot of these guys, they're starting
who else is on there?
defenders.
So Van Dijk.
So you got Van Dijk, you
Yep.
got Marquinhos, you got
Yep.
Hummels, you got Bastoni,
Nah, sorry.
Hernandez.
Nah.
Teo Hernandez.
He can go left back, though.
I
He
like
can
hey,
hang.
left back, left
He
back,
can
left.
hang.
Hey, listen, yeah.
But that means we're taking Saliba out.
How? Outside
Kim
of
Min
Diaz,
Jae is not moving out.
Outside of Diaz, arguably Saliba was the best centre back last year. He's in that.
I mean, that's
There's no
subjective
budget.
to opinion.
That's not object. Come on.
It's
No,
subject to
it
opinion.
is subject to opinion. I
It's
think
subject-
Saliba's a bit overrated, but it's fine. It's fine.
But we can
Nah,
keep
we
him.
We
We
can
can
keep him.
I
We can
will
keep
take
him.
Stones out.
All right. So the midfield. What we say midfield?
Midfield, we've got Odegaard, Rice, Matoma, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, Rodri, Guimaraes, Bowen, Golovin, Witz, Xhaka, Musiala, Sane, Brandt, Griffo, Barella, Chiesa, Rabiot, Mahrez, Milinkovic-Savic, Pedri, Gundogan, Garcia, Bellingham, Kroos, Modric, Tuchemeni, Valverde.
All great names, but it's Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, and Bellingham.
Yeah.
I would have even edged Musiala in there, but I don't
Yeah,
want. I don't
yeah,
want
yeah.
fights.
Has to be
You
in
can't.
there,
You
man.
can't disagree with that.
Who did you say? Sorry, Rodri.
Rodri, KDB, Bellingham. I would have put Musiala. Honorable mentions.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's
You
good.
Yeah,
know what
that's
it
okay.
is? That's the one. That's a midfield three you can't argue with. Like, no,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
can't
you
say
can't.
nothing.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Nothing.
All right. So front three:
Here we go.
Haaland,
Saka's
Mbappe,
in there, you know.
and Salah.
about
That's
Saka?
it. That's what I vote for. That's it. That's my vote.
Yeah.
What was it?
Haaland,
Haaland,
Mbappe, Salah.
That's
And if
my
not
vote.
Salah, Messi.
That's my vote. Like,
And
Messi?
actually take Salah out, Messi.
Nah, Messi can get out of here.
Bro, it's got to be Messi.
Messi out of here.
Messi's got
Get Messi out of Messi.
World Cup
World Cup.
winner.
Yeah, are you crazy?
yeah.
World Cup
Are you crazy?
He's
winner.
playing in the
Saka,
Farmers
man.
League. I want to hear it, man.
But we've put Mbappe. Let's not be disrespectful to the
I don't
quality
even-
of player.
I'm not even sure about Mbappe, if I'm honest.
so who you gonna put there?
He's gonna say
World Cup
Saka and
finals.
You
Martinelli
can't,
in there,
you
man.
can't because they didn't pick up nothing.
Huh?
Their attack weren't good enough
He
to
hasn't
pick up
even
anything.
said Saka. You lot not even letting a man talk.
Listen, if you're talking
Alright,
all
sorry,
of 2023.
No, I was responding. He said he's gonna pick Saka, and I said he can't.
Yeah, but if
because
we're
they
looking
didn't
at
pick
all
up
of 2023, and we're looking at some of these names here, right? You've got the lights, and I'm just saying from the top bottom. So
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
kill me before I say
Yeah,
names.
yeah,
innit?
yeah.
So you've got.
No, don't do that. Say the names you believe in from the list.
Okay, so, all right. Okay, so in terms of last year, who were top then? So you got Saka, you got Salah, you got Haaland, you got Harry Kane.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kane.
You
That's
got
actually a shout.
what's his
That
name
is
from
a
Napoli, Kvaratskhelia. You got Osimhen. So there's a couple of names
I
there
hear
where
you.
okay.
Above
I hear you.
Mbappe.
All right, but no one scored 50 in their league.
I feel like Mbappe.
No one like this guy got 50.
Who?
Haaland got 50 last season.
I'm
in the league.
I'm
but
not disputing Haaland.
Haaland got 50.
feel
So
like
that
Haaland's-
is to
Haaland's gotta
me.
be there.
Yeah,
Haaland
Haaland
is
has
in
to
there.
be
He's
there.
in there.
You get
And I
me?
feel like Mbappe has to be there purely because
He is the best player in
he
the
is
world.
the best.
Yeah.
One, he's the best player in the world. Two, he got into the World Cup final
And
Come
scored
on,
a hat
bro.
trick.
Scored a hat
In the
trick.
final on the
He
biggest stage in the
carried them
world.
I forgot
on
that was
his
last year.
back.
Like
Come
just off that
I don't
alone.
know. I'll go with that, but I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I'm not.
You can choose the last one. Choose the last one. We can.
He just
we-
wants to say Saka.
I
He's
feel
not
like-
in our
No,
squad.
But
He's
you
not in
start
our
there. Let's
squad.
name you
choosing
tons of players we
Saka.
were talking about last season.
Kvaratskhelia,
We were talking
no.
about Him. We were talking about Osimhen,
Victor, no.
Harry Kane.
Put
That's
Harry
a
Kane.
shout.
I would
But
put
that's
Kane.
Put Harry Kane.
I'm on
But
that.
he didn't do anything with those goals. Unfortunately, he didn't.
You got to start thinking, what does the goals count to at the
Okay.
same time, innit?
So
To a
Mbappe
degree.
didn't get the World Cup. So then what's he in it for then?
But Mbappe is the best
No.
player
By
in
your
He
the
won
logic,
the
world.
by
league.
your
Yeah,
logic,
How
then-
many
PSG
goals
won
did he
the
finish
league.
with last
Yeah,
season?
PSG won the league.
They won the league, though.
They won the league.
How
But
many goals did
also,
he finish with?
Really?
They won the league.
Really?
Look, I would go for Kane personally. If we're doing a vote, I would put Kane.
no, but
in
there
there.
needs to be some order. I don't like
But do
Kane
you
and
know-
Haaland playing together.
That's
There's got to be
crazy.
wingers because the wingers. are even
But it's
overperforming the strikers.
forwards. It's
Nah, I hear it, but I'm sorry, you
Alright, who you
can't.
gonna
You
put
can't have
in?
a. You can't have a front line without Mbappe.
Who you putting in?
If-
No,
if-
we're keeping Mbappe and Haaland. I think that's non-negotiable. Who's the last one?
I'm not sure about Mbappe, but that's fine. That's
Let's
fine.
not-
I'm
fair
I'm
enough,
out
fair
of
enough,
it, but
fair
I
enough.
just think.
There's things
that
that you
is-
lot
yeah.
agreed to.
Are you
that
a
we-
lover
fair
of
enough.
football?
Alright, cool.
Listen,
we'll
I
do
hear what you're
Mbappe.
saying, but I've just
Sam.
again,
Nah,
I've
he's
just
not a lover of the
I've just
sport.
reeled you some names there. Like,
All right, you pick
No,
the last name.
I agree. I think the names you reeled off were valid. Yeah, but
I know
No,
what
I
you
didn't-
can
you
do.
know, just give me
Cope,
put
but
Musiala
you
up
pick the
there.
last name.
Nah,
Pick
I don't
the
even
last
mind
name.
that.
Musiala up there. Put Musiala
Yeah, go on.
No,
Who
he-
you say?
can't
Okay,
put
who you saying the
Musiala
last
up there.
name?
Put your last name.
So what we agreeing? So you want
Mbappe,
Haaland and Mbappe?
Haaland. Who's your last person? We're giving it to you.
So Salah or
Special
Kane then.
treatment. We don't want to hear Saka.
That's fine.
Fantastic.
I was gonna get outvoted anyway.
Would you have genuinely put Saka for real?
No
Over
chance.
Over Salah though.
He's not.
'Cause
He's not
Last season, I
overperformed.
would have.
Salah.
If we were talking
Guys.
just off the back of last season, yes. But then if you're talking all of 2023,
All of
well, from
2023.
September to December, he stunk up the place.
Alright,
But if we were
cool.
going to be
Alright,
talking
fair enough,
last
fair enough,
season,
fair
then
enough, yeah.
Saka was the first man I would have put on this list. And if we were going to talk off the back of last season,
But
then
Salah's still not underperformed. But go on, say
Let's
No,
not
but I'm
go
just saying,
around
in
in
terms
the
of-
circle.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
Pick, pick,
Pick
pick
your
it.
last name.
Kane.
Okay, so we got Kane, Haaland, Mbappe.
There we go.
That if that was an actual front three, that would be nasty. I don't think that would work in any
No,
world.
they're all selfish.
But yeah, that would be terrible. But fair enough. That so our team is. Can we actually say it? So our team
I
is
forgot
Edison in goal.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Our back four is
Kim and Jay,
Kim and Jay.
Ruben
Saliba.
Diaz, William Saliba,
Yeah.
and Teo Hernandez. No,
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Who's playing
midfield.
right back? By the way.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
See,
It doesn't
that's what I'm
matter.
saying. That's what
it's
I'm
just
saying.
defenders.
Okay,
Yeah,
It's
actually
okay.
just put it as defenders. then.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing a punch, man.
Midfield three is Rodri, KDB, and Bellingham, and then front three is Haaland,
Mbappe.
Mbappe, Messi. No, I'm joking.
Ah!
and Harry Kane. All right, cool. That's okay. I'm sure we'll put that as a visual somewhere. If you disagree, let us know. I disagree. To be honest, I disagree. But yeah, that is the first episode of the year done, man.
Yes.
Gang!
Come on.
I love that. Thank you everyone for joining us. We're gonna try as much as possible to have the whole team here every week. And like I said, we're gonna be doing pro clubs. We're gonna really do a journey to be in top 500 in the UK because
Why did you look down?
I believe
I was looking at notes.
With your phone locked.
I believe we can be top 500 if we work as a team. Remember, we're gonna be on all social media platforms as well. TikTok, Twitch, soon come. YouTube, Spotify, of course. Thank you, Spotify, every single time.
Yes.
And yeah, man, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.